My name is Austin, and this is Dungeons & Dracon Beams.
Previously on Dungeons & Dracon Beams, Zac, Grant, Reese, Cameron, and Savannah crossed paths one night in the yet-to-be-open Z-Splash water park. What they did not know is that they were about to be enlisted by an alien, an Andalite, into an intergalactic war. A war that most of humanity wasn't even aware of. The Andalite, Elfangor, gave these kids the power to turn into any animal they could touch for a little while. Elfangor warned them about the Yeerks, small slug-like creatures that crawl into your brain and take over your body, and how these creatures were targeting the Earth. But their time was cut short when the Yeerks crashed in and slaughtered Elfangor while the teens watched from their hiding places. These 5 teens and trusty dog Possum get flushed out of their spots, and with the Yeerk shock troops called Hork-Bajir after them, they narrowly escape. Reese got injured in that and headed to the hospital, and after being left there, Cameron leaves. Zac, Grant, Savannah decide this is suspicious and tail him. Their first night is filled with suspicion and horror as Zac gets harassed by a cop who has a bound and gag witness from the crash site in his car, and after following him, runs into Reese. The two of them attempt to find out what's happening, and this culminates in Zac witnessing the cop kill a man with an alien weapon. While that's happening, Grant is keeping an eye on Cameron throughout the entirety of the night to ensure he isn't a Yeerk. Meeting up at the zoo the following day where Savannah works, it quickly became apparent that with the threat of total mind control, they needed to make sure that everyone in the group was in the clear, and they make the decision to isolate together for 3 days, a detail they only knew because Elfangor's last memories were given to Savannah and the Exilia. As they head into the woods, Zac receives a video of himself getting into the jelly bean as he flees the construction site. These 3 days in the woods are not peaceful. They are fraught with fighting, struggles, and bonding. The kids work together the first day to get new morphs, but then Zac and Savannah head out to test their owls, and get sidetracked when they find a Mustang sheared into a cliff face. Relations back at camp deteriorate into a fight. The arrival of Zac back with this strange object is enough to break up the tensions, but the situation doesn't calm down after that. Later that night, wolves surround the camp and attracted by the improperly stored food, and Savannah goes moose to fight them off, killing one and critically injuring another. This leads them to try and tail the injured wolf to get it help, which they do successfully, but on the way back they discover a hidden entryway in the woods. Using their newfound powers to break in, they discover a huge cavern system that seems to be pretty old. It leads to a house where the body of the homeowner was on the porch with a letter stating he died a free man. Everyone pitches in to dress and bury him properly as they can manage. After a quick sweep of the property that goes awry, the kids return and settle in until noon the next day, the end of the 3-day deadline. The clock ticks down and everyone is gathered around the kitchen table, and when the timer goes off, Cameron grabs his head. But it's just a joke. Everyone is in control of their own mind for the time being. Heading back into the town, they form a plan to meet up at the zoo later that night to record morphs, and so Zac heads off to buy heist clothes, Grant goes to help Ricky, and finds a kitten, and Reese drops out of school while Cameron makes it to football practice. Savannah heads home to prepare for later that night, and their journeys to the zoo were all different. Reese casually flying in, Zac skating with his haul of heist clothes, and Grant flying in and running into Cameron, who is buying weed off a gang leader with whom Grant has had previous run-ins. After overhearing threats towards Cameron, Grant tries to warn him off, but the conversation stalls out, so they head towards the zoo as well. Savannah had headed out early to enact her plan to take down the cameras as a squirrel, and does. This allows everyone to break in and attempt to record as many animals as possible. Most of these plans are foiled by the security guard, but Reese gets his gorilla, Grant gets his jaguar, Cameron gets polar bear, Zac records both an orangutan and a mandrill, and the trip to the zoo culminates with everyone meeting up in the aquatic section that has yet to be built and recording the lone dolphin that was a rescue. After all of this, everyone tries to fall back into a regular life and attend school, which falls apart at the end of the day because there's a kid with a drone who seemed like a likely candidate for having captured the video of them escaping, and Savannah gets airborne to try and take out that drone. But everything is thrown into chaos as Charles, the gang leader from earlier, is on campus, and after an altercation with Grant, shoots him. Zac and Cameron get him into the jelly bean, Reese driving, Savannah dives in as a falcon, and everyone gives saving Grant all that they had. And he dies. He came face to face with an all-powerful being who told him this was not the time, and Charles was unimportant to the role that Grant had to play in all this. Being nudged back into life, but right before he came back, he was marked by a burning eye. Then from the other end of this interaction, the kids watch Grant die and get shocked back to life by a drone that had come into the car. Cameron snagged it, and Grant, waking up, insists they head back to Ricky's while orchestrating a meeting between Charles' gang and Ricky to try and create a truce between them. This done, all the kids split up again, and then immediately come back together, as we keep doing. Savannah reports what she heard at Charles' place when she hid out, and Cameron reveals that he considers Charles a family friend. After all of this, they agree to just talk the following morning. So they meet up at school, early, and have an official team meeting to discuss staying quiet about everything, staying hidden. And then they receive text that school is canceled for the rest of the week, so they all just go their separate ways again. But they do decide to meet up later that night at this strange new group that's been in the area, the Sharing, because Reese's mom kept asking him to go and bring his friends, and Rena had asked Savannah to bring her crush, Cameron. Rena's crush, not Savannah's. When they meet up, Zac and Savannah try to find Chad. Grant trips in and records Chapman, which is a great move. And Reese actually makes it out to Chad, who is spying on the main meeting of the Sharing. But cries for help interrupt everybody, and it grabs the attention of Zac, Savannah, Grant, Reese, and Chad. So they take off to save Grant's friend, Bart, who is the one crying out, and they see him being dragged into a cave. Reese morphs to gorilla in front of Chad before heading in. Grant goes to jaguar. Zac and Savannah are owls, but quickly swap out to battle morphs, and Cameron gets summoned by Zac to join the fray as a polar bear. They burst into the Yeerk pool and are taken completely unprepared for the fight. Grant goes down hard again, while Zac and Savannah are pretty brutalized by Taxon and Hork-Bajir. Cameron and Reese manage to escape the worst of it, but it's only when Xander, who no one really knows, comes up and stabilizes Grant, and then does some hologram shifting of the room, do they get away. There's no time to stop though, because now they have to figure out what to do with Chad and Bart, who've both discovered the team's greatest secret. They decide to take them to the house in the woods and keep watch on them to ensure that they aren't controllers. Taking it in ship the first day goes uneventfully, but when Grant heads home, Bart's brother Hank is waiting to talk to him, and he wants to know where his brother is, and when Grant won't give him the location, Hank puts him under arrest. The weekend would have been hard enough before the team learned the nature of the object that Zac and Savannah found in the woods, a time matrix, which allowed future versions of themselves to appear and try to wreak havoc and steal the second time matrix. Zac, Cameron, and Reese got captured alongside Bart and Chad and had to fight their way out of prison cells below Oscar's house, the house in the woods, while Grant and Savannah teamed up with future Cameron to fight them. This culminated in an all-out brawl in the woods to eliminate future Reese and future Grant, where our fledgling team emerged victorious. After the chaos of the first 2 weeks of being Earth's only hope, our team took a few weeks off to train, to think, to grow, and that is where we are now.
Clear night sky sets the backdrop of a small mountain chain. At the base of the mountains is a blanket of trees that stretches for miles. Only one drivable road goes through these woods. You shoot down deep further south to a patch of these woods. We see a great wolf sitting on a rock and howling over a view of more of the forest laid in between him and the glowing city sitting on an ocean front. The wolf takes off and we follow him as he bounds over obstacles and under fallen trees, and then he comes to a lake and he stops. As he begins to exit the forest, he sniffs the air, looks up, stops again, cautiously looks around, and slowly starts to back up into the tree line. We hear a laser hit, and as this laser beam hits, it impacts the ground right in front of the wolf. And he scatters back and takes off back into the woods. As the ground smokes where this beam hit, you look on the other side of the lake, and in the tree is a large reptilian creature holding some kind of curved weapon in its hand. Its claws wrapped around the tree and an arm outstretched with the weapon. Its body is made up of dark green, scaly skin. It has blades jutting out of its knees, its wrists, and its elbows. Its feet are huge talons, and they grip into the side of this tree trunk. Its tail is wrapped around the tree as well. Its head slithers back and forth, the top of a snake-like neck, and then more blades jet forward out of the top of its head. Its mouth ends in a razor-sharp beak. Hork-Bajir. The Hork-Bajir climbs back up the tree, and we follow it. It leaps from tree to tree, swings on the branches, and we see it glow in the distance. We see the Hork-Bajir land on a branch about 100 feet from the glow and just watch us. We hear a faint chime of high-pitched voices coming from this glow. Soon towards the glow, and the faint voices become more clear. It's some kids around a campfire. They're all wearing different colored t-shirts on them that say the sharing in white letters. And they're singing the campfire song by SpongeBob. Roasted marshmallows and hot dogs. We linger here for a moment. We see that these kids look like they've been doing activities all day. There's different games like horseshoe, a tetherball, a tetherball pole with a ball that looks like it's been dug and planted in here just for a temporary time. There's a volleyball net set up. And as we keep moving from the campsite, about 50 more feet away, we see two adults, a man and a woman, standing over some kind of vat that is about as big as a bird fountain. But there's a soft purple and red glow illuminating the undersides of these of the face and everything of this man and woman. The vat is filled with like a metallic gray oozy liquid, and next to it looks to be some small circular metal or spherical metal object. Who knows what it is, but it gives off the faint purple and red glow as well. We shoot back above the trees and towards the glowing city of Ocean Grove. We get right to the city line, and as we do, we see a flock of owls flap their wings, gain air, get above these trees and start flying over the forest. You guys are about 30 minutes away from your destination now. I can have everybody roll me perception checks.
Sure.
As owls?
As soon as I get my owl up.
Okay.
Yeah, as your owls.
Great.
There it is.
It is a parliament.
Oh,
of
as an
owls.
owl. Yeah, crap. I just rolled as me.
You don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Well, you have
Oh, great horned owl. I'm looking for owl and I can't find it.
well, you just add your modifier to that roll.
What did I roll?
Oh,
Oh.
Same thing as I did.
Aw.
Oh no.
Oh,
Actually,
no.
I did worse.
Oh,
This is
man.
amazing.
You got double ones?
I did. I
at least get an 8.
Oh,
As
boy.
owls, we get advantage on perception checks. I got nat 1 twice.
I rolled a 1, but then I got an 8 on my second one. And with my... What is perception? Wisdom?
yeah.
So it's a 10? I get a 10.
All right. As you guys are kind of using your night vision with your big, huge owl eyes and scanning over the forest, trying to find this location that you've heard about, sharing meeting that's happening tonight. Reese's mom had asked him to volunteer and chaperone. He told her he had some special project for school that he needed, or not for school. He had a special project that he needed to take care of now that he wasn't in school. With some fussing and fighting, she took that. Reese let you guys know about this sharing meeting. But as you guys scan over the forest, your all's eyes, Grant and Zac's eyes, just keep getting drawn to these different scurrying animals. Some shrews, some what are those?
Voles.
Yeah, voles. The other ones, the other things owls eat, and there's some.
Shrews and voles, nothing else.
You see some bats. Like your all's eyes just keep focusing on these as you're flying. But Savannah, you notice the glow. It's a little ways off, but you can definitely tell the glow. And with a 17, every so often, like every 5 to 10 minutes as you guys are flying, you see parts of the trees move, and every now and then you'll see a head pop out. And as you get closer and see this happen every now and then, you can tell it's a Hork-Bajir. You think you're probably far enough away that they can't see you yet, but you can definitely see them pop up every now and then.
Okay. So obviously, you guys be careful. There's Hork-Bajir all over the place. We gotta watch out.
There's a rat over there.
That's slightly less threatening than a Hork-Bajir.
What?
Let's
Shit.
try to stay focused. I'm doing
Sorry.
the same thing. Don't worry. It's the owl brain. Let's fan out a little bit, and maybe, give them something less obvious to look at. Okay, actually, Cameron, why don't you and Reese take off, do a perimeter check. Me and Grant and Savannah are going to head on into the camp.
All right, sounds good. And you see 2 of the owls break off from this flock, which you guys are keeping some distance, so you're not all flying together, but they break off from you guys.
Okay, so then just towards these two and be like, all right, let's split up, kind of try to encircle, take up different positions around the camp. Try not to be too obvious, and just sit and watch. Our goal tonight is just to gather info.
Whatever you say.
Sounds good. I'll go to the left.
You guys fan out, and after about 30 minutes, you guys have been in morph for about, we'll say an hour and 15 right now. And
So I've been doing my best to look at people's phones and watches and stuff to keep track of the time.
yeah,
And when it gets to about an hour and a half is when I'm going to tell everybody, hey, it's time to start swapping out.
so yeah, you guys at this time, you guys start flying, and as you get here and you guys start to get the lay of this land, you see as you look down that the group of kids in the campfire, with your owl vision, you can do it. So Savannah, you saw where these Hork-Bajir around where they were popping up, so you kind of have a rough idea of where their perimeter is. Trying to stay outside of that and looking in with your eyes, you all can see down in here, and you see where the campfire is now that Savannah's pointed it out. When the Hork-Bajir move, you can see them moving in the trees, and you can also see that glow where the VAD is and the 2 people down there. All of you give me another perception check, and yeah, Zach, I'll see if you can. Basically, if you pass this perception check, Zach, you can see the time.
I got an 18 this time.
Yeah, you definitely look on somebody's watch or phone, and as it illuminates, you see that this is the hour and 15-minute mark.
Okay. All right, hey, just so everybody's aware, we've got about 45 minutes left. If you get an opportunity to dip back, make sure no one can see you, demorph and remorph. Not all at once, spread it out every 5-10 minutes or so.
I got a 23 on my perception.
I got a 24.
One guy's clock is in Times New Roman.
Also, Alex got a nat 20.
Oh shit!
I did.
Are we doing
Nat
that?
20
Yeah.
Is this the
perception.
thing we do?
Yeah.
I raised the roof terribly.
Yeah.
We had to come up with a different dance move.
With a 23, Grant, you notice that there's a school bus that's parked here, and beside the school bus is a cop car, like a cruiser. The side of the school bus says Ocean Grove Middle.
Okay.
Savannah, with your crit, you also see the bus and the cruiser. You can also tell that there's around the perimeter. They're all going by themselves, but there's about 5 Hork-Bajir around this mile perimeter. And also with your crit, at the VAT, the 2 people, one is Officer Chapman, or Police Chief Chapman, and the other is Joan Reese, which is Reese's mom.
And I will, you know what? I'm going to relay all of that. Just say, hey, Grant, your favorite guy, Chapman's here with Reese's mom. And also there's like 5 Hork-Bajir that I can see around the camp.
Well, fuck, that's not good. We obviously suspect it, but it's not great that that's confirmed. Reese is going to be upset.
Not great at all.
I'm gonna go find a spot to demorph and remorph. I think we should take that in shifts. Could I find a secluded spot? I just want somewhere where I know there aren't eyes where I can do this, and I know that there isn't. So is that going to be perception? Or stealth?
I was going to say, give me a stealth check. It's not going to be high. Actually, do it with advantage because you can pick and choose how far away you are and stuff.
Okay.
And owls already have advantage on stealth checks while flying.
I was going to say that.
Nice.
Beat you to it, Cory.
You
just
did.
this once.
Oh, I can't do that. Okay. Stealth is... Oh, it's +5. It's got a button. 22.
22.
Holy shit.
No sound at all. I made a sound, but there wasn't one. Down into the trees. You want to go to the ground, on a branch, whatever you want to do.
I'm going to go on the ground because I don't know if a branch is going to get Cory up. Or not Cory, Grant.
You land on
Grant
the ground,
now.
and the ground just collapses underneath you, and it's...
No!
Yeah.
Taxon comes up and... Oh.
Easy enough, man. A minute later, you're back to Grant.
Okay.
Does anybody else want to take this time to try to find a place to demorph, remorph, or stay in an owl?
I mean, I'm waiting till he gets back, but then
I go right
will
back
as
to
well.
my position where I was to look out, and I tap Savannah off. I tap Savannah and say, your turn.
I'll go ahead and say with that 22, Grant can kind of point out, and Savannah, you already know where the Hork-Bajir are. If you guys want to take shifts, go to the same spot, keep an eye out. We don't need to roll any more checks. You guys can do that.
Cool.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to make sure that I communicate the time and the same instructions to Reese and Cameron.
They're not within your thought speak distance. Like they haven't said anything back to you. But yeah, you guys remorph. And what do you guys want to do from here?
Still just watching, right?
How long has it been since you sent them on a perimeter check?
I mean, as we were flying in, how long has it been? I've been looking at everybody's watches.
We'll say about 20 minutes since you sent them. Like, give or take a couple of minutes because before you saw the watch, you had sent them. But yeah, that's what you get.
Yeah, it's been about 20 minutes. I'm gonna go try to find them. I won't go too far. If anything happens, give me a call.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just gonna kind of fly backwards towards like the perimeter, I guess, and try to do some sort of ever-expanding circles.
All right.
Those are called spirals for anyone who wasn't aware.
Nice. We got a Nate bird fact. Yay!
Is that a bird fact? I think it's a shape.
I think it's a shape, yeah.
Oh.
It's a shape fact.
Basic geometry that we learned in like kindergarten, Austin.
Just kidding.
Took geometry in kindergarten.
You fucking...
Basic geometry. You didn't learn squares in kindergarten?
I didn't learn spirals. Anyways.
Give me a perception check.
I just reached for dice. My
Hell
brain.
That's what you're supposed to do.
21.
21. Nice. As you're spiraling, you see them. They basically are coming back together. Like they split up a little ways, but now they're coming back together and they see you.
Okay. As soon as I can see them, and I judge that it's close enough for thought speak, we've figured that out more or less, right?
Yep.
Once we like, hey, it's been about an hour and 40. You guys need to demorph and remorph. Because I assume it's been like another time, more time now.
Yeah.
Okay.
More time.
Sounds good. And they start to follow you like back the way you came. Once we get grouped back up, you guys can watch us and we'll do it. And sound good?
Just find a spot now, land, and then meet us up at camp.
All right. You see both of the owls dive down, and you start to fly back towards Grant and Savannah. A couple of minutes later, as you're flying back, the 2 owls come back out and make their way towards you. And as you catch up, all of you guys roll me perception checks again.
Oh, everyone but Zac, or
Even Zac.
Another.
Nat
Good
20.
lord.
Now I'm
We're
scared.
rolling fucking great tonight. I got
Yeah.
a 23. Grant
So-
got a 21.
It's
Yeah.
downhill from
We
here.
we all got high 20s, and only Zac had to use the advantage one. But yeah, Savannah got another nat 20.
So
As
also,
soon as we get in a battle, it's going to be like 3s
Yeah,
or 4s,
we're all
y'all.
gonna die.
I wish this was a skills check
We're
challenge
gonna
so
die.
bad.
Grant's gonna
So
die
bad.
for like the 4th time.
all 3 of you see the woman and the man move away from the vat. They actually like move a significant distance away, like 40 or 50 feet into the woods, and they're just standing there for a second right now. It's just them two. The man seems to have something in his hand, but they seem to be talking back and forth as he's holding it. So now this is the layout that you guys have as you're coming down into the trees. You have the camp to the left. In between the camp and where the people are is the vat. The vat is about 50 to 100 feet away from the camp. They're 50 feet away from the vat. Trees all around, in between the campsite and the man and the woman, Joan and Chief Chapman. And you guys, I would say you're dropping in towards the middle of these because you're trying to stay away from the Hork-Bajir that are on the perimeter. So you guys can kind of pick where you go from there.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Do we have enough context, because we have been in the river, to know what this vat is?
Yeah, I will say as you guys are getting closer and taking a look, you see that this gray liquid, the way that the purple and the red are glowing under it as it's like slushing around, this is the same liquid that you guys saw in the Yeerk River.
And they have...
There's machinery around it that seems like it's all connected to make this thing work.
Right. They have gone away from it?
Yes.
Hey, guys.
Yep.
Savannah, I have a question.
Yeah,
Owls can swoop on prey with their talons, right?
they can.
Looks like some unguarded prey right now.
I'm thinking the same thing. You want to try to tip it?
Tipping it as owls seems a little much. They're not there right now. I think we can swoop and get these slugs one by one and drop them off somewhere. They don't have... They're just slugs. They don't have any...
But
without a head to
water's-
go into. They're just gonna die.
Water's going to be the issue. We can't see through that. How are we going to get them?
Are they at the top of the thing, or are they, like, in the sludge?
You guys just see this liquid slushing around, but as you look closer, I'll say, and with your all's perception checks, you can't tell if this thing is like something swimming or something moving the water or liquid around in it.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about the container next to it? That's pulsating.
Are you asking them or me as the DM?
Kind of both.
Okay. I mean, you see wires and pipes and tubes connecting this thing to the vat. Give me intelligence checks, or if you're trained in technology, which is Arcana, you can do that.
Good news, I'm
Do
not.
that as Savannah.
I think I am.
Intelligence, you say?
Alex done hacked the motherfucking table.
I guess.
And
Nice.
Jesus. All right. Well, I didn't roll a nat 20, and I got higher. So,
well,
well, that was on my Arcana. It's a 23.
I'm going to do intelligence now.
That's because
And I got a 15, which is not bad for a 0 intelligence.
Even with
A lot better than that Nat 1 sitting next to it.
Yeah, well, we're not going to talk about that because it didn't happen. It didn't actually happen.
Didn't happen.
Grant, even like just putting together how this works, one of these things is powering the other. Like, it's that's apparent to see. But you guys with the 21 and the 23 can definitely tell that this little circular spherical object is what is powering this.
How big is that circular spherical object? Golf ball?
You guys give me a wisdom check real quick. And are you guys pointing this out to Grant?
Yeah.
Then Grant, you can also give me it.
Okay.
Give me that again, Nate. What you just asked.
I was asking how big the sphere is.
The sphere is about the size of a beach ball.
Okay.
With the 18 and the 12,
I got a 12, Savannah got an 18, so everyone knows.
And Zac got a 7.
Yeah, he did.
Grant, nothing really clicks for you. It's something seems like there's something here, like something seems familiar, but you can't get it. Savannah, it does click to you. You saw one of these things, one of these spherical things in the Yeerk pool on top of like one of the outcroppings of rocks. It glowed the same. It just was huge. It was about the size of a truck. The one you saw. This one about the size of a beach ball.
Okay.
But you like click in it, but they're the same thing.
I think that might be the power source for this thing. There's 3 of us. There's nobody there right now. Why don't we divide and conquer? One of us can try to take the power source. One of us can just try to, I guess, bite it, whatever the connectors are, and break it apart. And one of us can try to get the Yeerks out of the tank.
I like divide and conquer. I think that should be probably a 2-person job. And then one for recon to check on the 2 who are doing that and make sure that no one's coming up on them.
Zac?
I know this was a recon mission, man, but this is too good.
Yeah, no, we gotta destroy these things whenever we can. Part of me is thinking that right now they don't know we're here. If we go do this, would they know we're here? So
I don't think that matters.
As long as everyone else is okay with us announcing our presence.
My dude, I'm not okay with any of this, but it needs to die.
It's better than those kids getting taken.
Whatever we can do.
You wanna be a moose?
To take it out? We can just stay owl.
Okay.
I don't think so. I think we need something bigger.
Hey, Austin, do I think a shoebill stork could hold that beach ball size thing?
You don't know how heavy it is, just because, your technology roll, you gotta,
I had a 23.
And with Savannah's crit, I will give you that thing looks kind of heavy. I don't think you're...
Hey, guys. Okay. I know I wasn't there for it, but I definitely heard what happened. That thing's smaller than a van. I bet a rhino could do some damage.
Yeah, I forgot about the rhino.
You all hear in your head Cameron say, 2 Hork Bajir closing in.
Where are they going?
It looks like they're heading more towards the camp.
That can't be right.
Okay.
Roll me.
Towards the kids?
Yeah. Everybody roll perception checks.
Oh no.
Nat 20.
Nice.
God,
Next
my roof is going to be fucking gone when this thing's over.
This roof's going into orbit.
Wow. Grant and Savannah got a nat 1 and a 21 and a 19.
Oh, I forgot.
We have advantage.
We have advantage.
I forgot.
So
oh my god.
Everybody crit 1 on their other roll.
Yeah,
Every
we did.
single one of them. So you guys have gotten this information that the 2 Hork Bajir are moving closer towards the campsite. You guys are kind of in in these trees that are above the vat and the generator. And then 50 feet away, where the man and the woman are, you see a small blue glow, like that would come from a phone, except for it's a little brighter. And you see there's a hologram, some kind of image coming out of this thing that the man's holding. But because of the positions, the man's in front of it, you guys can't see what the hologram is. So now you have Cameron and Reese circling above you guys.
Can we hear it?
There doesn't seem to be any sound yet. This just happened. The light just flickered on.
Okay, so as soon as we hear about the Hork-Bajir, we'll be like, all right, nobody move. Hang on. We got to see what's going on with the Hork-Bajir. And then when the hologram, so I guess we all see the hologram. Grant, please keep an eye on the Hork-Bajir. Be ready to go battle more.
Grant is going to, as that is being said, Grant's going to say, no time, man, I'm going now. And he's diving down, and he's going to go into the woods near them. And his plan is demorph away from them, morph into Jaguar. He was in front of Zac, as he's going down, Zac saying that, he's going to be like, glad you approved, man, but not letting them get to those kids. So that's the plan.
I'm going to follow him and say, he's got the stealth, I'll get some firepower. And I'll follow to go down to Rhino.
You should take care of the Yeerks.
That's what we're going to do.
No. You should take care of the pool, right?
Well, that's why I'm going Rhino.
It's not a problem.
We can crush that
Don't
thing.
move. Don't go until I say. We want this to actually go off at the right time. Keep an eye on them. If they look like they're going to start attacking the camp, kill them. But otherwise, wait, because there's something going on with Chapman, and I need to see what's going on.
Fine. You better hurry. I'm not waiting for long.
I can't rush a phone call. I'm watching what he does.
I'm not waiting for long. I'm going down.
So Grant and Savannah basically split off to the right, left. Zac moves towards the man and the woman, Chapman and.
To be clear, I actually don't want to move too close.
Yeah.
Owls can see and hear from a long fucking way off.
But
so if I can just not move, I'm gonna just do that. Okay,
you're still above the vat then, and you're looking out at so you can't really see the hologram. You can't see the hologram.
If I can't see it, then I'll flutter over a little bit closer. I want to be able to see what it is, and I want to hear what's going on.
All right, you flutter over to get a better view. Grant and Savannah both move off to the right and left, and you guys will all see this as you're looking, and you can all kind of hear this. Zac and Cameron, you both see Reese and Cameron, you see them drop in and land on branches to somewhat near.
Somewhat near what?
Somewhat nearby us.
Yeah, so they can hear this conversation and see this conversation too.
Okay.
So Chapman's holding this device, and the hologram, you guys see it's flickering on and off, but then it stays, and you see the hologram is of an Andalite. You all hear the voice come from the hologram emitter. What is the status? We will be arriving soon. Visser 2 is ready for his recruits. And as that happens, you all, as you guys, Grant and Savannah get, you basically stop on these branches, take a second to listen to this, and then you're going to hop down. As you guys look back and see this, one of the owls flies off as it sees this happening. And Cameron says, I'll get him. You guys know that was Reese flying off. Cameron follows him. You guys hear, as you start demorphing, both of you, while you still have your owl hearing, and Zac, while you're perched and watching, all hosts have been infested. Awaiting the rendezvous, Visser, says Chapman. We have 15 youths infested, with Visser 2 troops. They'll not put up much of a fight mentally. And the humans, The adults will be unaware of them. We've also gained 3 of the high schoolers. And the Visser answers back. Good. We'll be touching down in 5 minutes. Be ready for inspection. And the hologram of the Andalite staggers out of use. Savannah, roll me a concentration check.
As Savannah, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and that's Constitution.
Alright. With a 10, your head starts to pound, and you see a flash of white light, and your talons slip off this branch, and you're already on the ground, starting to demorph. But as you do, your body stops, and you fall to the ground with wings, talons, and your face starting to emerge as Savannah. Water smacks into you, and you feel the waves just keep pushing your body back and forth. And you see another flash of 2 big green eyes set on a furry face with no mouth and slits for nose. And that flashes away, and you see stalk eyes panicking, looking around. And you hear, "Help! Help! We need help!" And you hear the sound of glass crack and water. Tss, tss. Not much time. And you come to. Zac can roll me a perception check.
What about me?
You are too far away to see Savannah.
Okay.
Only a 20.
20, you clock Savannah fall to the ground from as she's demorphing, and the owl kind of wiggling back and forth as it...
Van!
Yeah, what?
Are you good? What happened?
No, it's someone's calling for help again. It looks like an Andalite this time, not this guy. Someone's calling for help. I think we gotta go, but I know here...
So, sorry, Savannah never told us about these, right? About these visions?
Well,
Right.
You guys were told about them, not from Savannah.
Reese told us about them.
Yes.
Right. So you're having the same visions that Reese has?
Yeah, I'm hearing the same thing.
Is this personal thought speak? I want to clarify.
Yeah, actually, that would have been.
Okay.
Do you want me to tell the others?
Fine.
I think we got to abort this mission. This is to everybody. Look, the kids are already taken. Chapman just said all the hosts are infested. If we do anything here, all we're going to do is expose ourselves.
I think that was a lie. I don't think they're infested yet. I'm still going, and Grant's still demorphing and going into his jaguar.
Okay.
Grant?
No.
Look, man, we'll find out. If I flip the vat and there's nothing in it, then the rest of y'all bail.
Grant is continuing his demorph and remorph and says nothing back.
All right. You're starting to finish your demorph now. Zac, did you want to try to go for the vat?
So if you said bird bath before, does that mean it's on a pedestal? Does it look like I could tip it pretty easily? As an owl, like with a flyby?
You can try. It's gonna. Owls are little, and this thing's not small, but
I'm a great horned owl.
It may be doable.
I just don't want to waste the time to demorph, remorph. But I'm not thinking about that. All right, we're gonna do like one last quick look. How far away are Chapman and Joan, and how far away is the camp? And like, if I run at this vat, am I gonna get intercepted immediately?
They're about 50 feet away from the vat. The vat is.
Is there like trees in the way and shit?
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna try to come in from like the side. So you said it's like camp, vat, them.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to try to come in from the side.
Okay. Roll me a strength check as the owl. I'll give you advantage because you have velocity on your side. Is that velocity? You all tell me.
Oh, thank fucking God. I rolled a nat 1 with a -3 and a 14. With advantage. He said with advantage. He said with advantage.
My man's got a -2 and a 14.
The owl's claws would have grabbed the side, and then he would have slammed face first into the water.
Knocked himself out.
You come down and you latch your talons onto this, and at first it stops you, but you manage to keep going a little bit, and it rocks this thing, and you almost had it tip over, but then you lose the grip, and it falls back and slooshes. Now, when it slooshes, you can see that no slugs or blobs come out of it. It's just this gray liquid that comes out and heavily lands onto the ground.
Grant, the thing is empty. There aren't any slugs in this. You gonna go kill a bunch of kids?
And at this time, your teeth are starting to grow sharper, and your eyes have went from... Grant's eyes are blue, right?
Yeah.
And they have been shifting from this blue to this greenish color, and as hair is growing all over you. Fur, not hair.
Grant is gonna say, not kids, but at least these two. And, he is going to, finish the morph and go for a sneaky attack on one of these Hork gear coming out.
And Savannah, are you continuing your demorph?
I will continue my demorph, but as I'm doing that, I want to thought speak to Zac and Grant and Cameron, even if he's close enough. Cameron and Reese, if they're close enough, and just say, listen, this guy seemed really desperate for help. I don't, if we're going to think about abandoning this mission, maybe we should try and figure out what's going on with whoever's calling for us, whoever is sending these help messages.
Yep, that's our next priority. Absolutely. We'd already talked about going to the ocean, trying to figure it out from there.
As Grant's finishing up or going into his Jaguar morph, he's going to be like, that's great and all. It's not happening in the next 20 minutes. We came here to took kids, man. Someone's going to die. And he's angry.
If you're going to go ahead and get us into a fight, why don't you wait until the rest of us are in battle morphs at least? We can't fight as humans and as owls.
As that's happening, Zac is like flying over towards a branch that looks like it'll be like if the Hork-Bajir are walking through the woods, I'm going to be like 15 feet in front of them. I'm going to land on a high up branch and start demorphing.
Okay. There's about a minute period where you guys don't get anything back from Grant, and then as you're into that morph, Grant, you get your thought speak back.
That gave Grant enough pause. And he, as they're landing and all of that, they notice that like these Hork-Bajir have not been attacked yet. I think Savannah probably hit on the right thing to say there. And Grant's gonna say, I am still holding out hope that was a bluff. I don't know where the slugs might be if they're not there, but I'm just hoping, man. I won't attack until we see what's happening. But if those Hork-Bajir start dragging kids away who are screaming, I'm treating them as uninfested and I'm going after their throats. But I will hold. You're right, Savannah. I shouldn't endanger myself and others just because of my anger.
Zac, what do you want us to do from here?
Zac's a human right now.
Well, I'll say, because Savannah had to demorph, when you're human, where are you going? Or do you want to
me?
No, Savannah, do you want to pause before you get out of thought speak range?
Yeah, I paused half an owl because I'm on the cusp of, do I reverse it back to owl or do I try to go something heavier? Like, I'm waiting to see where we're gonna tip here.
Okay. Yeah, so you hear that question still, Zac, and we'll say this is still when you've started demorphing, because Savannah, like, you guys are trying to get this plan together.
Hold as long as you can. Get into a battle morph. Maybe not Rhino. Maybe Rhino. Do whatever you want. A battle morph of some kind, something that can handle Hork-Bajir. I'm not ready to fight a bunch of little kids, though. And if they're infested, I don't know. It's probably better to leave.
Can I made a stealth, or I made it a point to be away so that I could charge in and hit these Hork-Bajir. Like, that was the plan until Savannah said the right thing to hold me off. Can I make a stealth check up to where the kids are so that I can be prowling in the woods and, like, look in? Like, I want to see what's going on. I want to be there.
So the Hork-Bajir, so you can see the kids from where you're at. We'll say that.
Okay.
The Hork-Bajir were starting to creep up, and, like, in the tree line, right where the camp is. They're not coming out into the camp yet. They're just sitting there, like, right on the edge. Give me your stealth check as you creep up. And everybody give me perception checks as well. Alex, I'm going to ask you one more thing before I get to the results of the perception check. But you have advantage, right, Cory, in shadows?
Yeah. Yep, because I am lightly obscured. I'm more than lightly obscured. But yes, I got a 22 on my stealth check.
Yeah, seeping into the Jaguar's instincts and your own knowledge of how to be sneaky and get around places without people seeing you. You manage to start to stalk up, and you get about 10 feet from these Hork-Bajir. They don't see you. You're just watching into the camp, and you can give me a perception check as well.
Okay.
So, if I rolled that as myself, it would have been an 18.
You're still on the. I'll give you still the owl benefits as you just started your demorph. Savannah. Before we get to the results of these, after hearing what Zac said, which way do you go?
God, I want to ask another question. I'm gonna make an assumption. I can?
Yeah.
Zac, do we have anybody in aerial support that can pinpoint these Hork-Bajir so we can try to take them out quietly for now?
Cameron, Reese.
Okay, then I'm gonna go to battle morph, and I'll continue my.
That was me relaying it to Cameron and Reese.
Okay. I thought you were just calling it.
As you say that, you get nothing.
No response? Zac, I'm going back to owl, and I reverse the morph back into owl.
Do we have a problem seeing the Hork-Bajir? Because, like, we know where they're at.
So you guys at the moment know that there's 2 near Grant. Savannah had saw 5 earlier.
Spent more. I got you.
With your all's perception checks, and Savannah will say you morph, like, as you're morphing back, Grant, or Zac, you're about 20 seconds into your morph when you guys hear a hum. Yeah, and as you hear this hum, it's coming from, like, the air, and Savannah, as you start to finish your morph. Zac, do you stop, or do you just continue morphing?
When we hear the hum?
Yeah. I will say, as you hear the hum, parts of the branches on the other side of the camp start to shake and move, and like helicopters almost above them. And
I got a 22 on my perception. I'm noticing this stuff.
You're noticing this as well.
I'm just,
so am I human at this point?
You are about 20 seconds into morph. You can still thought speak, but 10 more seconds you won't be able to. So 2 more rounds you won't be able to.
I'm gonna stop the morph and start reversing it back to owl.
And as you do that, as you start to reverse the morph, you guys see the air above these trees start to shimmer, and almost like liquid, this invisibility layer drops from the ship, and you guys see the same bladed axe-looking ship that you guys saw at the night at the sea splash appear, where the trees were blown away. And as it drops down, these trees start to splinter and push away. And the ship lands in the forest near this campsite. Grant, as it does, these Hork-Bajir drop from out of the tree and step into like where the camp is. The kids stop singing, and all of them stand up. Would you roll on your perception check, Grant?
22.
22. Zac also got a 22. Zac, you notice one of the kids here that's not an 8th grader, that's from the high school. His name is Sam. He follows you on TikTok. Another is Tanya from school. You guys both know her, but you don't hang out in her social circle, but she goes to your school. And then there's another girl, a teenage girl that has blonde, short hair. But you guys don't know her. And they all stand up as well. As all this is happening, Savannah, you make it back to Al. Zac, you make it back to Al. Grant, you're still kind of standing in the shadow in the tree line watching
And I
this.
saw them all walk up, stand up, stop singing, and stand up like soldiers. Then
Yes.
just open thought speak to the rest of them up and be like, these fucking monsters.
Yeah, man. Yeah. We gotta retreat, right? You're okay with retreating?
Grant, like, as a jaguar, he's making it a point not to like growl or make any sound, but like his claws are digging into the dirt. Like there's nothing he wants more than to jump, and he's gonna say, "No, but we should."
Okay. Back up.
And then he'll slink back into the shadows.
Oh, does he crawl backwards?
Yeah.
I've never seen a cat do that.
Oh,
That's freaky.
That's dope.
Like if there was a camera on his face, you'd see like his eyes, and then they just.
I'm picturing the Disney animated version of this, where it's just like Jungle Book. Yeah.
Grant, as you're kind of skulking back, are you demorphing or are you staying Jaguar?
I'm staying Jaguar for now, and you know what? I'm even gonna say, do we want to do anything here, or are we just gonna leave? Like, there were guys on the perimeter. No, what? We should find out where Cameron and Reese are, and we should leave.
Yeah, we're gonna have to regroup. What are we gonna do? There's an army here. Each of those little kids is a little kid that I'm not willing to kill. And worst case scenario, they've all got guns now.
Just don't feel like we did anything here.
We found out exactly how monstrous there are.
We also found out a few more people that were involved now that we can use to gain information on them and use it later. This isn't a total loss, it's a tactical retreat.
Doesn't feel like it, but all right. And Grant's gonna just be a large, sneaky cat in the woods, and he's gonna kind of say, he's just gonna, he's gonna skulk through the woods, and ideally, at this point, I don't feel like we've hit them hard enough to where they're gonna just be like, hey, he's just trying to be a sneaky cat. He's not letting himself be seen, but kind of being like, I am a cat in the woods. This is not a weird thing. I don't know if jaguars are native to this area. It might be weird, but Grant wouldn't know either, so.
So as this ship is sitting here and all these kids are standing up and the Hork-Bajir, you see the two, Grant, enter into the campsite. Savannah, you and Zac resume your Animorphs. Do you go to a tree? Do you want to fly in the air? What do you want?
I was already in a tree.
Yeah, Zach, you were. Sorry.
Okay.
Savannah, what do you want to do?
I'm going to a tree and I'm landing kind of as fast as I possibly can while still getting a view on people, because I'm a little nervous that at any point I'm going to be taken out by one of these visions at this point.
So you as you get back up into your perch, you guys all have a vantage point of this campsite and this ship and all these people. You notice the third person that Grant had saw, or Zach, one of them that had saw in this area. There was Sam, there was Tanya, and the third girl with short blonde hair. You recognize this girl as Katie. You recognize the third person. And as all of these kids, the 3 high schoolers, the 2 adults are now making their way back into the camp. And these 5 Hork-Bajir all kind of line up in a formation as the door to this ship opens. As it opens, 2 dozen more Hork-Bajir all exit the ship. Half of them have red sashes. Half of them have green sashes. All of them armed with the curved gun-looking things.
Can I see this from where I am in the trees?
You guys can all see this. Like you're at a good angle where you're like at the side of the formation and like can see them exiting the ship.
With a little bit of meekness in his voice, Grant says to the other 2, Hey guys, thanks for talking me down. Oh, God.
Next, you hear the clop of hooves as this dark blue furred Andalite with bright orangish brown eyes in its main face and stalk eyes starts to come down the ramp of this ship. And then behind him, another figure starts to move down the ramp. Another Hork-Bajir. But this one is a little bit different as you guys kind of scope him out. If a normal Hork-Bajir stands at 7 feet tall, this one stands at 10. If normal Hork-Bajir are 300 pounds, this one has to be over 400. Over his left eye is a metal plate with some kind of robotic eye in the middle. Left eye. This one. He wears armored leggings, and he has like a green sash hanging off of his armor. It looks decorative. As he exits the end of the ramp and he kind of turns around and looks, you guys can see him spin. Grant, you get a good look at this, but everybody can see this. As he turns, you see on his back there's 2 metal strips line it vertically on each side, and it almost looks like a zipper pattern in the back of it. You see Chapman Joan, the 8th grade class, and the 2 kids from your school, and the 3rd that Savannah knows. And all of them are in formation as the Visser and the Hork-Bajir kind of pace back and forth in front of them. Visser 3 starts to head to the side where Grant, you're watching in, and inspect the kids that are lined on that side, and he's kind of circling around this group, and he nods to both Joan and Chapman as he walks past them, and you guys hear an open thought speak boom out. As we continue the efforts to spread our people, we make new alliances within the Yeerk Empire. We give these hosts to Visser 2, so he may cement his place in history as a part of the greatest Yeerk conquest since the Hork-Bajir. We are proud, and as he says that, out of the trees leaps a figure over the perimeter of the Hork-Bajir.
Oh God, no.
And as it comes down, in both hands above its head, it swings a branch, and it smacks the Visser in his shoulder, causing him to stagger back. You guys hear
gorilla.
You guys hear numerous hums as the Hork-Bajir all raise their lasers and point them. This heaping pound of muscle covered in black fur with a silver stripe running down his back just starts to stand back up. The gorilla stands.
What do I do? What do I do?
Stay back. There's nothing we can do.
Reese!
The gorilla doesn't take its eyes off the Visser. As it stands in the middle of this Yeerk meeting, it raises its branch. And you hear, as the hum of these laser guns are starting to power up, you hear, I'll kill this one myself. Keep him in this circle, but it will be me that ends his life. And then, whack! The Visser snaps his tail forward, and the branch is cut in half. Whack! A gash opens in the gorilla's arm. The gorilla lunges forward, but as the Visser sidesteps, causing the gorilla to miss. But on the follow-through, it reaches back with its back foot and grabs one of the Visser's legs and pulls him. As this catches the Visser off guard, the gorilla swings and delivers a body shot to the lower half of the Andalite body. The Visser staggers. The gorilla leaps on its back and begins to pummel the back of the Visser's head. And then you hear a sick ripping of flesh as the Visser's host's tail thuds into the back of the gorilla's neck. And after a moment of swaying, the gorilla falls to the ground. The Visser kind of collects himself and looks around, looks down to the gorilla. The Visser places his tail blade against the gorilla's neck.
I closed my Animorph.
This roll doesn't by chance have anything to do with smell, does it?
It does not. This is sight-based.
I didn't figure it did. I got a 19.
19 is good enough with the Jaguar, and 13 and 18 are good enough for the Animorphs. You guys see this gorilla's eyes dart towards Joan. And as Visser 3 presses his tail blade against this gorilla, Reese's neck, he says, "Any last words, Andalite?" And after a second passes, the huge Hork-Bajir takes a step forward towards the two and swiftly drops his knee blade down into the gorilla's chest. You guys hear one gasp come from this gorilla as his head nods to the left, unconscious. The Hork-Bajir stands up, removing its knee blade from the gorilla's chest. Looks towards the Visser. You give him a chance to warn his allies. He then looks over to the Hork-Bajir with the green sash that are in formation. Search the area. Destroy any life forms that are not with our people. And as he says that, the green sashed Hork-Bajirs start to fan out into the woods. What do you guys do?
Scatter.
We gotta go.
Grant's just gonna...
And I take off.
Grant's just gonna be like, What the fuck?
We will regroup and talk about this. We have to get out of here.
Cameron.
I know.
Cameron. Anything?
Nothing.
Fuck!
I'll get some altitude and see if I can see Cameron. You run.
Grant's gonna run, but he's going to obviously try to do it quietly.
Everybody go ahead and give me stealth checks.
Savannah, did you say that's what you were doing, or were you just doing it up?
I was saying that to you two.
I'll look for him. You leave.
I'm not gonna listen, but
Yeah,
I won't answer.
Nice. Cool.
Oh, nat 20. Oh, wait. Do I get an advantage on stealth?
Mm-hmm.
I do. I assume I'm obscured, yes?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, cool. I got a 22.
We do got a
Zac got a nat 20.
nat 20 for Zac. Savannah,
I got a 14.
14. Let me just do a general perception check.
If this is a 20,
With disadvantage.
It's going to be like an 18 and a 17.
Crit 1.
Well,
You
That's a nat
motherfucker,
one.
Zach rolled 20. You motherfucker.
No. If I knew how, it would have been
plead
long
the
before today.
fifth.
The people at Roll20 are watching this stream, and they're
They're like,
we
they're
are the
manipulating
gods.
it.
the freaking algorithms are off.
No, they're altering it so that we win.
Oh, they love you guys. You guys, all of you, all three with the grace and silence of a ninja, disperse from this campsite.
Or a jaguar.
No.
A ninja. Okay, my bad.
Yeah. Let me paint.
None of us were morphed to ninjas, Cory. What?
Hey, listen. Let me paint this word picture.
I'm sorry.
Ninja scattered through the forest. Ninja Bajir. No, I can't. Cory.
Hork ninja.
Yeah, what's up?
All of you guys, as you skulk off and are kind of scanning the forest for Cameron, you can roll me more perceptions.
I'm gonna look near where Reese came out of the woods for Cameron.
Okay.
Specifically there.
I'm
Nat 20.
Also going to
Dirty 20.
I'm also doing perception, but like I don't figure I can see Cameron from the ground here. I'm making sure that like as I'm running forward, I know that there were others on the perimeter. I'm looking for Bajir.
Okay.
As I'm running past. If I get Cameron, that's fine, but that's a 21.
Okay, so Zach, you fly back kind of towards trying to see where Reese came in at. Savannah, to cover ground and to like kind of make Zach think you might be listening to him, maybe you go the other way and search. Savannah,
I'm calling for Cameron the whole time, by the way. Just Cameron.
Savannah, you search. You do see the Hork Bajir starting to move further out from the campsite. You have eyes on Grant. So like that's what you get with your perception check. You do have eyes on Grant, and you see the Hork Bajir starting to disperse. Grant, you're fast as fuck, boy. The Hork Bajir are coming out, but you're dead ahead of them. They don't. All the ones that were on the perimeter came in.
Okay, so there aren't any coming.
Not more than you had seen.
All right, well then there are none in front. Okay, well then my bloodlust will not be fulfilled today, but that's fine.
Maybe we'll see. Zach, as you're pinging,
Yeah. Cameron.
searching, about a far enough distance away that Cameron would have been safe if these Hork Bajir didn't start moving out from the camp. If everybody would have stayed there, he was far enough away where he would have been good. But you see him standing up, him starting to stand up from the ground, holding his head, and rubbing it.
Are you fucking kidding me?
And
Did he hit you?
He's in human morph. What?
I can see you. Stay down, stay quiet. Hork Bajir are looking around. You got to get out of here.
So should I stay here or run?
No. You need to turn into an owl and get the fuck out of here.
He closes his eyes, and I will say, as the Hork Bajir come in, can they get there in a minute? Probably not. So he's probably going to be okay. But
I'm gonna. If I see some like heading towards his direction, I'm gonna swoop down and take their attention away. Get them to chase me, and then get off through the trees.
Do you want to try to attack them or just let them see you?
Nope. It's just a flyby to get them to go, oh, and then
All right. We'll say
chase after me and leave Cameron alone.
because they're spreading out a little bit. The closest one to him, you fly down and fly back up into the tree. So with your turn, you have flyby. They can't take opportunity attacks. So you fly back up into the trees. He is going to take a shot with his Dracon Beam, but it's dark, so he has disadvantage. You have I will say he can still shoot through the trees. So I'll give you
higher AC.
You basically has disadvantage on the roll again because of that, but it doesn't matter. But it's also a higher. They take negatives to the roll pretty much.
Okay.
-5, I believe, for like 3/4 cover. So
is it too late for me to say I'd like to take an attack instead?
Yeah, you can take an attack.
Maybe I want to scrape at this guy's eyes.
Go ahead.
That's a classic bird move.
Let's can we get a seer in the chat, please?
It's a fearsome hoot
that would...
as I hoot. Here's an 8.
An 8. You as you're coming talons first down to this Hork-Bajir, he sees you and raises a blade, and you just manage to dodge out of the way, so you don't get your attack in on him. You miss your attack, but you don't get hit either. But then he aims the Dracon Beam, so I'm going to go ahead and add the -5 in. And this is with disadvantage. So does an 8 hit your owl? This
no.
red beam shoots up into the sky, and it kind of dissipates when it travels after a little ways. But, I mean, there was a red beam that just got shot up into the sky. But as you do that, that kind of takes the attention to you, and the Hork-Bajirs do start like running the way that you try to fly from where they can see you. It's hard to see you through the trees.
Okay. As I'm doing this, I'm still telling Cameron, get out.
Yeah, and you after about a minute, you hear back. All right, I'm in the air.
All right, take a wide circle and then head back to the city. We're gonna meet up later. We didn't make a plan, so.
Savannah, roll me a perception check. It's a relatively low DC. You got it. That's an 18. Savannah got an 18. Sorry. You do see two more owls kind of circle and start heading back towards the city.
Okay, and I have Grant in my
Yep.
view. So, are they close enough to thought speak to?
Sure. Yeah. After a while, they would be. You guys can.
Okay. Cool. Then I'll work on tailing them and catching up, and I'll be relaying, because I can see Grant, so I'm assuming I can thought speak to him too, because he'll be on the ground. So I'll just say, Grant, I can see 2 owls flying. I'm going to go ahead and follow them. And then once I catch up to Zac and Cameron, I'll say, I'm behind you guys, and Grant should be behind us.
Where's Reese?
Was I included in this? Or am I still trying to lose Hork-Bajir?
You are. It's easy enough for you to lose these Hork-Bajir.
Okay. I thought I was going to have to deal with that. We were just waiting. Okay.
I think that probably I do want to say that I think this is how this would work, and I think Savannah would also know this. I'm pretty sure at this point, because he was told to go and keep going, Grant is pretty far away from these guys now.
Oh yeah,
Jaguars go
You're
pretty
fast
quick,
as fuck.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So not following you. I'm well in the lead, I would think.
I meant you're going to come with us soon, because I have relayed everyone's location to everybody when I could.
Oh, okay. Well, Grant, you didn't get a response, but I do think Grant is just running in a direction. He's freaked out.
Okay. All right. So we're in the air. There's a jaguar on the ground. Savannah's out in front of us. Me and Cameron. Cameron's in front of me, and then I'm following. Can we all see each other? And eventually, at least the owls?
Yeah, you guys can get to where unless somebody wants to turn around and go back for any reason, you guys can get to the point where you can all talk.
How far are we from Chaplin's house?
Chaplin's is about, you guys are about an hour in. It takes you about an hour and a half to fly to Chaplin's. And you guys see the map right now?
We're not an hour in. We all demorphed and remorphed.
I mean, an hour away from the city.
You
guys are can you guys see the map?
No.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes, we can.
yes. Now I can.
You guys are down here. Chaplain is up here. So you're a ways
Oh,
away.
okay. All right. So when we all get within thought speak range of one another, I'm gonna go. We need to regroup somewhere. We're far enough away, right? This is.
I think
we're way
Grant
out
is
of the
just
perimeter.
running back towards Ocean Grove.
No, sure, but once we all catch up, I'm gonna. Hey, man, we need to slow down. We need to stop and talk and regroup. We're far enough away. We're okay now.
Then I think Grant is going to once Zac says that, Grant's just gonna stop and kind of like look both ways as a jaguar, like, and he's just gonna curl up and do like a big cat ball, and he's just gonna say, "What? Just tell me where to go."
Just demorph. We'll be down in a minute. And then I'm going to fly a big circle just to be sure there's nothing in the area.
All right.
I'll roll a perception if you want.
Yeah.
While Savannah and Cameron land. Assuming that's what they're doing.
Cameron
Yep.
will land, yeah.
You want a perception check?
Yep.
Oh, the lowest so far, a 15.
You don't see anybody within like 60 to 70 feet from you guys, like a perimeter of that. You don't see anybody.
Okay. That's it? 60 to 70 feet?
I mean,
For the-
as far
for
as
15?
you can see, you don't see anybody.
Okay.
We've also like flown and ran pretty far out.
Yeah.
From
I
where
know,
we were,
I know.
Right?
I just was like, that just seemed really small. Okay, so we land. I'm going to start demorphing.
As Grant is demorphing, like just like bubbling skin and fur turning it back into skin and shrinking down. Like this cat, like he kind of curled in on himself like cats do. And as he's going, that goes from cat like that to Grant is a human, and he's kind of just in the fetal position.
Cameron demorphs too, just kind of standing, like, kind of confused, like looking down at Grant.
Right.
Zac demorphs and like sits on a log, like kind of head in his hands. Not looking at anybody. I guess after a minute, I'll look up. Cameron, Reese attacked. He attacked Visser Three and an army of Hork-Bajir, and this giant Hork-Bajir that we're. I think that's probably Visser 2 with a stick in a Gorilla-morph, and he was killed.
Killed? Like he's gone?
He's dead.
Yeah, Grant just on the ground. He's gone.
He can demorph. We just gotta go back. We gotta go get him. And you see Cameron's face start to melt.
No. There's a
Zac, I'm
there was
going
a
back
blade in the
for
back of his head. Cameron, you cannot go back. They are looking for animals. They called him an Andalite. They know that there's people who can morph. They think we're Andalites, which is great. They don't know we're humans, but they know that there are animals. They're out there killing everything that's not one of them right now.
Grant pushes himself back up, and he's kind of still sitting on the ground, but he's not fetal anymore. And he looks at Cameron and he says, "We only got one."
Grant, what are you talking about? I don't even... This is
I
crazy.
don't know.
I wouldn't leave any of you all there. Why are we leaving him?
Because he's dead.
We have to.
Cameron, like, grabs his hair. You do see the beak retract back into his mouth, but he's, like, just grabbing his hair. Like, pacing.
What? What happened to you? Where were you?
He sighs and he doesn't answer.
Can I catch his eye?
Yeah, as he like sighs and turns back, he does like see you, and they're glossy.
I'm just gonna like, as subtly as I can, like shake my head.
He just takes more deep breaths and drops to his knees, and he starts to sob.
Grant's not gonna push the issue.
Zac will get up and go over to Cameron, like put a hand on his shoulder. He was gonna go for a hug, but
when you do, Cameron does like kind of shrug his shoulder away.
Okay.
Grant's just gonna kind of knees up to his chest, look at the ground. He's gonna again say, "We only got one."
Do any of us have any idea what that means? I don't think that you've told anybody.
I mean, he doesn't. Narratively, Grant does not remember what was said to him. I just think that there's like a piece of his brain that has that information, and he feels an overwhelming sense of guilt right now and doesn't know why. If you asked him about it, which you can, he's not going to know how to respond.
I think Zac's not going to press the issue right now. Look over at Savannah. Gauge reaction.
She's just standing kind of off to the side, arms crossed, not really interacting with any of you.
Yeah, there's just a long pause within the group as everybody's kind of taking everything in.
Yeah. I think after a good couple minutes, unless anybody says anything else, Zac's going to kind of wipe his nose a little bit. He's been kind of quietly weeping, but not like openly sobbing, sniffling a little. He's going to go, okay. The other important thing, we all know each other's parents, right?
No, y'all don't know.
Would I have recognized Joan? Well, no, but
yeah.
would I have recognized Joan?
Joan, yes.
Okay. The other important thing is Reese's mom was there.
She doesn't know it was him.
No, but they're going to know that he didn't come home.
That's why he did it.
Fuck.
What?
Like, Cameron will kind of stand up as he's kind of been standing there, and he'll say, that's why Reese did it. When he saw her.
So
Tracks. Yeah, that makes sense.
I guess talking about not doing that stuff and actually doing it are different things. What are you suggesting, Zac? Do you want us to fake his death somehow? He could have just run away. He was already talking about trying to do stuff. Like, there's going to be an investigation, but we just...
Here's what I'm going to say. I'm not going to make a demand of anybody about this. I suggest that the best thing we can do, as hard as it's going to be, is act like we barely knew Reese. We don't react. They're going to make an announcement at school soon, I'm sure. That's right. He dropped out of school.
I gotta stop you there. That ship has sailed. I came to supposedly break his mailbox with a bat because I lost a bet to him, and I was acting out for it. Like, all that shit that happened with me, I don't know, that's still weird to think about, but like, I'm known. by his dad, at least, as someone that Reese knew.
I'm gonna regret saying this. I know this. We have to go to his house. We have to plant evidence that he left. He was already planning on leaving school. We can make the leap that he's going back to wherever he moved from, that he wanted to go back to his hometown. We can plant evidence that he ran away. And maybe when this is all over, we can tell his parents the truth. But we have to cover ourselves. I'm sorry.
We do that secretly. Publicly, we don't know anything.
Fair enough.
I think
That sounds like a one-person job. Somebody go pack up some stuff, make it look like he just decided to leave home.
There's another
Leave
option.
the window open on your way out. What's your other option?
Torch the jelly bean. They're not going to have a body, but I don't think it's a good idea for us to have them looking for him. Because it doesn't matter if he ran away. Dude was 17. They're going to look.
I'll plant the evidence or whatever. Make it look like his... He left.
Grant's
Maybe do both.
I mean, I appreciate that, Cameron, but I already have a reason to go back and help around with chores there, and I'm...
No, you need to not be seen in conjunction with this at all.
I literally am made by his dad and have a reason and a promise to go back there. And
Jack,
I'm the
we
best
can't.
one we've got to sneak around and plant evidence.
We can't send Cameron back there. Sorry, Cameron, but you were the closest to him.
Yeah.
I don't want you in there.
I don't want you in there for you, my dude.
He takes a deep breath and he says, this is war. And like his voice cracks.
Grant's gonna go up and he's gonna try to put his hands on Cameron's shoulders. He's gonna look him in the eyes and say, yeah, man, this is war. Which means using soldiers where they're suited. I can sneak in and plant some stuff. That's me. Right now, you need to sit on the bench and recover. Because this is a big hit.
He nods to you and he says, okay, I can recognize who's right for what position. He thinks and he says, but I don't want to stay on the bench. I want to take it to them.
I don't disagree with that.
We got information tonight that we've needed. We know more now. We're going to have to be a lot more surgical than I was expecting us to have to be.
Grant's going to turn around and say, now what's this about the ocean?
Yep. That's the next thing we have to deal with is this vision that Reese had, and now Savannah's had. And it's like it's more than a vision, because it knocked both of you out. He fell down, you did too. And you're saying, what did you see?
Well, first of all, I have had it the whole time. It's just Reese gave you the details. I didn't think I had to. But there's something in the ocean, someone in the ocean that needs our help. They called us cousins. The latest vision, it seems like it might be an Andalite, and there's cracking and water coming in and pressure, and they're scared, and they're running out of time, is what they think, I guess.
Well, we might be able to use their help if that's what's going on, but I think that's probably a tomorrow problem. First, we gotta I think we gotta handle this Reese stuff first. I don't think we can just charge off into the depths.
Yeah, there's a time limit on this.
What time is it right now?
We'll say when you guys first set out, it was around midnight. We'll say after everything that's happened, we'll put it at about 1:30-ish. Like, since you guys got to the thing and everything's happened, we'll say it's about 1:30.
Is this... What night is this? Is Friday, Saturday?
Friday night.
I'm going to look around the group and be like, I don't have anything to do tomorrow. I say we, as a team, go and handle the planting of evidence and everything else. We're stronger as a team than we are alone. And it doesn't matter if you're good at sneaking around as a human. We all have the ability to turn into any small thing we want to.
Okay, first of all, we need to talk about what kind of evidence, and second of all...
I don't think it's much. I think we take a bunch of stuff and leave with it.
Okay, I don't...
Like he packed a bag and left.
What time is it right now, Austin?
Like 1:30.
In the morning?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm not talking about sneaking into I don't think we should sneak around as animals in a house of a known controller. I'm telling you, I do not think it is a good idea for this to be a team effort. Yes, we are a team and we're stronger together. In a fight. Not for taking some stuff out of his room. That's got me written all over it.
We do have to do it before his mom gets home, though, because what if they check the room beforehand, they see it one way, they remember that, and then all of a sudden it's different the next time they go in there. We do have to move on this fast.
And if you as a human is seen there at all after his disappearance, or right around the same time, I know you were there at the same time as other people with the whole bat incident, but this is a different scenario.
Fine.
It's got to look like he just left. If they see a human around, it's going to get too much attention. You got a roach morph, right?
I mean, yeah.
Go in as a roach. We don't have to go in with you. We can sit outside and do recon, make sure there's nobody coming, run interference if we need to run interference.
Okay, you know what? If we're going to do this, you're right. That sounds like a good plan. One of us should take the jelly bean and drive it to Oscar's. Because if he ran away, he wouldn't leave his fucking van.
Can anybody else start it?
I've seen him do it a bunch of times.
All right.
That was Cameron that said that?
Yeah.
He's the only one with any possibility of doing it, I guess.
Grant could do it. Grant was shown.
Yeah, I mean, either of us could try.
Anybody can try, but...
Do we have his keys, or do I need to hotwire his car?
Probably left them at the house.
All right. We gotta go and do it now, then. If we're gonna do it, and we're gonna do it tonight, we gotta go now.
Yeah, we absolutely got to do it tonight.
Let's go.
We might be too late already, and at that, Zac is going to start morphing Owl again.
Mm-hmm.
Same. Cameron does the same. And go ahead. Were you going to say something, Savannah?
I'm agreeing. I'm going to Owl too.
I'm also doing that, yes.
And as your all's bodies turn into these owls, you guys morph the owls and take off into the night air. And make your way to Reese's house. 4 owls flying in circles above Reese's.
So as we approach, I'm going to go, all right, Cameron, I want you to take up a position at the end of the block. Savannah, can you please take up the other end of the block? Let us know if you see any cars coming. We know what Joan's car looks like, right?
Yeah, sure.
So if you see a brown Subaru coming, let us know. I just canonized the car.
Let me know when you want me to go human to steal the jelly bean.
I think Grant's going to do that.
I thought he was going in.
Yeah, go in, get the bag, go down, get the van, and bail.
Oh, okay.
That's fine. One of us should go to his parents' room and check on his dad, make sure he's still sleeping.
Oh yeah, I'm going to hit the backyard and watch. So I do that.
Yeah. I was like, okay, I guess. Unfortunately, I have practice rifling through my friends' rooms and throwing their shit around, so I got that.
Yeah, and they're tree houses.
Ah, well, you know why. I told you already. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Is his... can I do a fly around of the house and kind of look in the windows and see any lights that are on, if his dad is in bed, owl, dark vision, just hoping to try and pick something up, might be a hard check, I don't know, depending on where he is, but...
As everybody's kind of taking their positions, we can all do perception checks.
Cool.
Zac got a 19.
I'm starting to get enough morphs that I'm like having to look through them as I'm doing this stuff. I'm like, where is the one I'm looking for? Sorry, roll 20 is being a butt. So
I got a dirty 20.
I've got to refresh.
Cameron got a 16.
Almorph up. 16. Okay.
Alright, so...
3 16s. And 19.
Cameron calls out all clear from his side. There was a car passing. It's not the Subaru. Is that what you said?
Brown Subaru.
Brown Subaru.
Yeah, it was a green one. Savannah, you look down the road. All clear on
Is
your
that
side.
Austin correcting me, or is that just Cameron giving us
Cameron
unnecessary
giving
information?
You unnecessary.
Okay.
You see all clear on your side too. Let's see. Zac, you are like scanning the windows trying to find which one is the bedroom, and as you go around, you can't pinpoint it from the back, but as you go around the front, one thing you notice is that all the lights are off except for like there's a light on in the kitchen above the sink. Grant, you do pinpoint which room that Reese's dad is in, and as like you and Zac are both like kind of casing this house and communicating back and forth what you guys see. You can see that his dad is in there asleep. You notice that the only light on is down at the kitchen area. Yeah, that's what you guys notice.
All right, well, with his dad asleep and, I guess you guys keep checking the perimeter and I sneak in, get the stuff, and get out and get in the jelly bean. Yeah?
Yep. That's it.
I guess Grant is going to, land on the front porch as a owl. Go through the demorph and remorphing process into Roach.
Yeah, and everybody's keeping an eye out for you. It's late at night. Nobody's out walking their dog or anything.
Grant's gonna say, man, I fucking hate this one. As he's going back into Roach and, like, shrinking down, and his arms are turning into this nasty brown chitin. He's just, and antennas come out of his head. He's like, oh, God.
Nice. And, yeah, a minute later, you are in Roach morph. Vibrations all around. It's kind of hard to see. Everything's kind of blurry, but you can get a kind of your surroundings just by the vibrations, sounds, smells, your antenna things, all that.
Yeah, I'm just going up to Reese's room and is the door open or closed?
Oh, to Reese's room? Yeah. So you get in, and it takes you a little bit in this roach body as you scurry across the floor and find your way up the steps. Reese doesn't have any animals, so you're good on that.
Thank God.
You get to the top of the steps, go into one room, tile flooring underneath this door, go back out.
Not that one.
Go in another room. It smells of crafts. Go back out. Find Reese's room. It smells kind of like sweat and like cinnamon. It's weird. It's sweat and cinnamon.
Then go under that door and look and see if the door is open or closed.
So when you crawled under, it was closed. You had to crawl under like the.
Perfect. Then I will morph back into human.
Can I see through a window if he went into the right room?
You kind of are flying back and forth, checking the room that Reese's dad's in the room that you know that it's Reese's. And after about 5 to 10 minutes maybe Grant's talking to you, not speak, but you do see the form start to emerge from what looks like. Well, you see the roach. You got good eyes. You see the roach demorphing in Reese's room.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, the whole time you've just been hearing like tile, no. Crafts, no. Why does it smell like cinnamon? And then starting to.
Yeah. Okay. So once I see that Grant is in Reese's room, I'm gonna go. All right. Try to make it quick. 5-10 minute tops. And then I'm going to fly around to just like a branch where I can see, or the fence or something, where I can see into the dad's room and leave it. And just stay there.
All right.
Is there does Reese have like a computer or anything?
Oh, yeah. He does.
Grant is going to, is it a laptop?
He has a desktop and a laptop.
All right. Well, the laptop is getting thrown. Is there a backpack in the room?
Yeah.
All right. I can roll a stealth if you need me to, but I'm trying to be quiet, but quick.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, first do everything you want to do, and then we'll roll your stealth check.
Okay. Cool. I want to grab the laptop. I want to open the closet, and I'm grabbing shirts and a couple of pants and like off of the hangers and taking it and like throwing the hangers to the side. You know, if there's a dresser, I'm opening the dresser and I'm just like grabbing handfuls of like underwear, socks, shirts, whatever, and leaving the drawers open. Like, this looks rushed. Mm-hmm. This is like, I wanted to get out of here. And I am going to the desktop. Is it turned on or is it off?
It's just asleep. You move the mouse as you
move the mouse,
and it screams.
Does he have a password on it?
It does.
Okay. I mean, Grant's not a computer person. Is there like a guest that doesn't?
You like try to load a guest profile or something? There's a button on there for it. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I just do that, and I open a Word document, and I type, "Don't follow me." And just, like, kind of make sure the bed is a little disheveled, throw this stuff around. Like, I'm just trying to make it look like grabbing stuff in a hurry. Are his keys in here?
First, give me an investigation check. Just like as you're looking around for the keys.
Cool.
Don't crit one.
That would be bad.
Yeah.
Let us see. Investigation's pretty good, even though my intelligence is not. That is a dirty 20. All right, 17 plus 3.
The keys are on the on his dresser, easy enough to find. You grab them. Give me a deception check as you're setting this room up and trying to make it look like he grabbed some shit and bailed.
Interesting. Cool. I can do that. That is literally my best skill.
And you roll it with advantage, right?
Exactly.
That's awesome. Oh, no.
Well, that's a 10.
And now roll me your stealth check.
Okay. It's literally my best roll. 10.
Yeah.
Stealth
It's
is a
the stealth
19.
better.
Deftly, you get all of this stuff, put it in the bag, grab the keys, set up the note on the computer, and you have everything in a bag, and you think you've been quiet enough. Zac is, if he's communicating to you whether the dad's up or not, the dad is not up.
Yeah, I just
Good.
quietly go down the stairs for good measure, grab Reese's shoes by the door. Well, in that case, I'm just going to go to the back and go out that way. Sneak out to the back.
Well, I was going to ask if the garage where Jellybean is parked, or is Jellybean parked on the street?
It's parked it's parked outside of the garage. This has been pre-established
It's
with
in the
Megamorphs.
driveway. Yeah.
Okay, my bad. Cool.
So you get downstairs to the back door. You open the door and go out.
Yeah.
You hear, as you open the door, unlock it and open the door, you hear beep, 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 beep. It's continuing.
I want to... Is there an alarm system next to it?
There's one, like, as you, like, glance back over your shoulder, it's on the other side of the kitchen. Basically, the back door is in the kitchen. There's an alarm thing on the other side of the kitchen wall. Savannah, roll me a perception check.
I can do it. 17.
17. I'll get to you in 1 second. What are you doing, Grant?
I am... I'm opening the door and I'm sprinting out quietly as I can.
Savannah, you see a brown Subaru heading your way.
All right, I'm calling that out to everybody. She's on the way. There's a brown Subaru coming. It's probably her. I can't imagine it's anybody else at this hour.
Where is Cameron?
He's on the other side watching the other streets.
All right, then I'm sprinting to the car and I'm getting in. I'm throwing the shit into the passenger seat and trying to start it. Like I'm going as fast as I can.
So as you get to the jelly bean, I can't remember if he has a key fob or not. I think he does.
How close is she, by the way?
She'll probably be, she comes around a corner. We'll say that you couldn't see from, like, the angle you were at the time. So when she comes around, she's about 5 minutes away.
5 minutes. Okay. When she gets closer, depending on how this goes, I have a plan.
So we'll say he does have a key fob, because I believe he had it in the first episode. So you get in the door, in there. Give me a...
Van check?
No, it ain't going to be a van check. We got to see if you can...
Oh, I can start
it.
Technology?
No, I would think survival, maybe. I think this would fall under that. Is survival a wisdom thing?
Survival is a wisdom thing.
Yeah, you can try survival.
It's a 7.
You put the key in, try to start the engine, and for some reason, instead of like it turning over when the key turns, it just clicks. And the key's just in the on position, but the car hasn't started.
Can I... Okay, this is wild. I want to duck my head under and use I have thieves' tools. I want to try and hotwire it. Like, I know that this car is finicky. I know that the key isn't working. I want to, like, do this in the more illegal way that I have gone on YouTube and practiced and shit.
Okay. You pop the lower part of like underneath the wheel where you need to get to the wires. And when you look at these wires, they are so convoluted and wrapped up with duct tape and cut and spliced and put all together. You can't hotwire this car.
Okay.
That's how
Jesus
fucked up it is. But
fucking Lord.
You see the living room light turn on.
Well, did the dad get up?
Yeah. So as
Okay.
this beeping happens, you do see the dad kind of crawl out of bed and make his way towards the hallway.
Okay. That's what I was waiting for. Okay.
Yeah.
Reese's dad is up.
Trying again.
When you say that, Cameron starts to make his way because he's heard Savannah say that she's coming, and you hear thought speaking in your head, Grant. It says, double press the brake and hold the gas and the brake down when you try to start it. And
okay. And he's just saying that to himself, and like he's the little like console thing. He threw it to the side, and like now there's just wires hanging and shit.
Does that constitute the help action?
Yes, that is the help action.
Nice.
And for good measure, Austin, just in case someone were to run out here, it's gonna look funky if it does catch it mid-morph, but wouldn't necessarily hit it as a morph. Grant is going to start morphing Chapman, because that's the human morph he has.
Okay.
This is just for hiding features. Like, even I want to start this morph. Even if a minute elapses, I do not want to finish this morph. I want to be halfway in between Grant and Chapman.
Does
that make sense?
A concentration check.
Okay. That's a 3.
So while you're trying to concentrate on, so give me another survival check as you're doing this. You're trying to start the car and morph at the same time, and you just can't keep concentration long enough for your body to start changing.
Got it. Okay, cool. That's a 21 with the help
21.
action.
As
God.
you double pump the brakes and then hit both the gas and the brakes, turn it, and roll me a van check. It's a straight D20. You don't want an 11.
Okay. It's an 8.
It sputters for a second, but it stays alive. And the light in the living room flips on now, and you see Savannah. This is about 2 minutes later, so they're about 3 minutes from the house, and they're about to turn onto the street as the headlights illuminate the street.
I do make sure the cab light isn't on, and I flip the visor thing so that my face is covered. Like, it's dark in here, and they don't have light shining in here, but I just want to make sure that I'm not seen by Reese's dad. And I'm not cute about it. I'm just going to rip out of the driveway and just go.
You rip out of the driveway. You start to go down the street. There's another car coming. Savannah, roll me a perception check as you watch in the window of that car. Zach, roll me a perception check as you are watching the father.
Okay,
16.
I also want to yell. I got a 21. No, 24. Shit. Another nat 20. Motherfucker. Everybody that's in morph needs to stay off the street. Stay away from the street. Joan knows to look for animals. Don't be visible.
So, Savannah, you see Joan kind of squinting as she's coming down the street and sees the jelly bean leaving. She's like wondering what's going on, but she does pull into her house. As Zach, you see Reese's dad come out and like look down the road towards the jelly bean. He says, "Reese."